Someone whistle for me. Who's whistling for me? There it is. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out for my father's retirement party. And, you know, it's just really quite an event here. Excuse me. You know, about 34 years ago, my father was a breakfast chef at Pier W. And he didn't come any closer to danger than a hot burner on a stove. But he was called to serve. He was called to risk his life for his family, for his community. And he did it. He answered that call. And you know, growing up as the son of a police officer, it has an effect on you. You know, at first you don't know much. And then you just realize that your dad has a gun, and that's super cool. And then you realize that no boys will talk to your sisters. And then finally you learn that you can get into a little bit of trouble, just enough that a courtesy card can get you out of.
A little bit.
And my father taught me all of that, and taught my brother all of that too. So well that he went into the family business. And, you know, anyone who knows my father's career knows that he spent about 20 years in the vice unit. At the beginning of the drug war, he went into the most active unit in the entire city. Put more years on more bad guys, took more drugs off the street than the surrounding 3 states. That's the stories I heard, and that's what I believe. But I think maybe even more important than all the great work he did, and it was great work. It was great work for his city, it was great work for his community. But I think even more important than that for him is the relationships he had with you all, with his brothers in arms, with his fellow officers. I think the most important thing that he thinks that he did was to help good officers do good work and to avoid the trouble that might get him in. And every chance he got, he would help you out. And when I talk to the people who have served under him and served with him, that's what I hear again and again. That you could go to Sergeant Norman, Detective Norman, Officer Norman, and he'd always have a word of advice. He'd always know what to do in a given situation. So let's raise a glass if we could. Let's toast to my father, Officer Norman, Detective Norman, Sergeant Norman. And let's just know that while his name may not be listed in the history books, there are thousands of people that were touched by his work and that they'll remember him long after he puts up this badge. Cheers. Now, one last thing, if everybody could just fill out those tickets at the back of the room, give him a bit of advice for his retirement, and slip them in the back, that'd be really appreciated. My aunt's going to make, I'm sure, what is just going to be a great little project for him. So take those little police uniform citations, write some advice for him for his retirement, and enjoy the rest of the party. Thanks, everybody.
Just make a deal.